What is up, guys? So in this part I will be teaching you about TweenService, CFrames and Lerps. So yeah, before we get into TweenService, and this right here is actually what you can do with TweenService. So TweenService allows you to smoothly change the properties of a part. So as you can see here, it will smoothly change the color of the part, the size of the part, and the rotation of the part. So it's pretty fun to mess around with. See, it's quite, I don't know, it's probably like my favorite service. So yeah, but before we actually start learning this or lerping, we have to go and learn what C-frames are. So let's get started. I'm going to show you the script to this later. I'm just going to put it in service storage for now. So I'm going to make a part. I'm going to move it up and I'll set the size to like 222. Also anchor it. So CFrame is pretty much just a property on a part which tells you the part's position and orientation. So yeah, a CFrame just holds a position and an orientation. That's it. It's pretty basic. So let me show you how to change it. So to change it, first off, you want to reference your part. In my case, it's the script's parent. Then you want to reference the CFrame of the part, and you want to set it equal to a CFrame.new, and then in here you put in the position that you want to change it to. So I'll just move it 10 starts up. So script.parent.position plus vector3.new and 10 starts up. So obviously we don't have to use CFrame for this. We could just change the part's position. But what's good about C-frames is that you can also change the orientation of the part. So to also change the orientation of the part, you will do C-frame.angles. And obviously you multiply the C-frame.angles with the C-frame.new. So you want to multiply it with C-frame.angles, and this takes in 3 arguments. Each one of them being radians. So radians are pretty much a different way of like measuring degrees. So, or I mean, it's a different way of measuring rotation. So to use degrees in this instead of radians, you want to use a math function called math.rad. So this will convert degrees into radians. So math.rad and orientation in degrees. So yeah, it will turn 45 degrees into whatever it is in radians. So I can actually see print math.rad 45. So yeah, it will turn it into this number. So I'll just put it here and here. There we go. So pretty much, yeah, we're setting the part's CFrame to a CFrame.new, which takes in a vector3. In this case, we're using the current position of the part, and we're adding 10 studs on the y-axis, and then we're multiplying this brand new C-frame position by the angles of the C-frame, which will be 45 degrees, but in radians. So if I click play, it will move 10 studs up and rotate 45 degrees in each axis. So yeah, it's actually quite simple. It might be hard to understand at first, but you won't be using it that often. You'll most likely be setting the part's C-frame to another part's C-frame, like this. Workspace.spawnlocation.cframe. So yeah, this is probably the most common use of it. You just set a part's C-frame to another part's C-frame, which this will place this part at the location of the spawn location, and it will change the part's rotation to the spawn location's rotation. So yeah, if I like move this up a bit and I rotate it a bit, the part will also change its rotation, as you can see. So yeah, that's C-frame. It back down. So let's get into TweenService, which I showed you at the start of the video. So as you heard from the name, TweenService, it's a service. So we need to set it to a variable. So local TweenService equals game get service TweenService. So yeah, and now we have our service, so we can access all of the functions and stuff. So next off, we want to make our tween info. Local tween info equals tweeninfo.new. So yeah, it's just tweeninfo.new. It's not tweenservice.new. It's just tweeninfo.new. Okay, so this takes in a bunch of arguments which you can use to edit your tween with. So first off, I'll quickly think of what to tween. I guess I'll just do the size. So first off is the amount of time for your tween to complete. So I'll do 2.5 seconds. Next off is the easing style. This is probably the most fun thing to mess around with. So these are the easing styles. They're all here. And I'll quickly play this video so you can see what each one does. There'll be also a link to this documentation in the video's description. So if you want to check it out yourself, you can. So yeah, here are the tweening styles. As you can see, they are all different. So linear is, I'll just explain the two of the more fun ones. So linear pretty much just moves at a constant speed till it gets to the end. And elastic, it springs all the way to the end and then slowly settles back into position. So elastic is probably one of the more fun ones. So let's use elastic. So enum.easingstyle.elastic. Enum, I'm not sure if I explained this, but enum, it just pretty much holds a bunch of, I guess you can say, variables. Not sure how to simplify the explanation of this, but yeah, enum pretty much just holds a bunch of useful data that you can use. So in this case, we want to access the enum's easing styles, and then from the easing styles, we want to specify elastic. Or you can choose another one, which I recommend doing, so you can mess around with them. Quad is pretty good as well. It's just like linear, but just looks nicer. So the third argument is the easing direction. I'll get more in-depth to this later, but pretty much what it means is that if you choose easingstyle.in, then the effect will play at the start and at the start only. If you choose out, the effect will play at the end. And if you choose in-out, the effect will play at the start and at the end. So this video isn't the best demonstration in my opinion. But yeah, as you can see, in it starts at the start, out it starts at the end, in-out starts at the start and end. So I'll show this off when we get done. So enum.easing direction. I'll do out for now. So the fourth parameter is the repeat count. So usually people just fill out the first three arguments, but I'll just show you all of them. So repeat count is how many times do you want the tween to tween? Yeah, how many times do you want the tween to repeat? I'll do -1. So this basically means that it will do it forever. If you want it to be a regular tween, you will set it to 1, but this is also just the default. I'll set it to -1. Next off, we have reverses. This is a boolean, so should the tween reverse once it's done? I'll do true. And lastly is the delay time. So how long will it wait before the tween starts? I'll put it to 0, or I'll just delete this altogether. That was the last argument anyways, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, that's tween info. Actually, I'll just 0 here, just so you can see the full thing. So now let's make our actual tween. So local tween equals TweenService create. So a TweenService create takes in a instance. In my case, it will be script.parent and the tween info. So tween info and a property table. I forgot to make a variable for this, but pretty much make a variable named goals and set it to a table. Okay, plop it in here. So what goals takes is properties that you want to change. So I want my part to grow like into 50 studs big, 50 by 50 by 50 in size. So I would want to change the size property. So I will type out size here, and I will set it to the new size that I want it to be. So a vector tree.new 50 50 50. Yeah, you can just type out any property that you want here. Well, most of them at least, most of them. And then you can set the new value to it. So if you want, you can change the CFrame, size, position, rotation, transparency, reflectance, color. You can't do brick color, you can only do color. And those are the main ones. Yeah, I guess you can do, I think you can do linear velocity as well, I'm not too sure. But anyways, I'll be changing the size for this example. So here is the last line of code or script, and that is tween play. So you need to actually play the tween. So if you click play now, you can actually see that it will work. As you can see, it bounces or elastically does it. It goes all the way back into a small cube and then back to large. So yeah, because I have it, I don't have any like delay time, so it instantly goes back to a big cube again. But as you can see, it just bounces around forever. It's really cool. If I get close to it, it will actually bounce me around or not. So yeah, and I can just change this to like quad, so you can see what quad is. Okay, yeah, it's just smooth. So now I'll show off the easing directions, so in, out, and in, out. So for this, I will pretty much copy the part. I will move it here, and I will make this invisible. Delete the script. So I want to change the goal to CFrame. I want to change the parts CFrame to our new part CFrame, or the target parts CFrame, equals workspace.target.cframe. Yeah. So okay, I'll delete all of this. I only want it to run once. So I'll change it back to elastic because that's the best example in my opinion. I'll change this to like 4 seconds. Actually, I'll set the delay to like 5 seconds so I can load in and we can look at it. Okay, elastic 4 seconds. Let's start actually with in. So if I play the game, as you can see, so in, which means the effect will play at the start of the tween. So it's the start of the tween, it does the effect, it goes to the end and doesn't do any effects. So if I do out, it won't have an effect at the beginning, but it will have an effect at the end. So as you can see, it goes smoothly and then the effect happens at the end. And lastly, in, out. Now the effect will be at the end and at the start. So it will start and it will end with the effect. So yeah, that's easing direction. So yeah, that's pretty much TweenService. Obviously, if you want to change more like properties, you just add more stuff to the table, like size equals vector tree.new, and you can change it to like a random size using math.random. So not sure if I have already told you this, but math.random you give it two numbers. The first one is the minimum number and the second one is the maximum number, and then it generates a random number between those numbers. So I'll do like 1 and 50, and I'll do it for all three axes. Okay, so now it will also change the size as well as the CFrame. As you can see, changes to a random size. It's pretty cool. Yeah, you can get crazy with this. You can change the color and stuff. You can do anything with this. So yeah, that's TweenService. Let's also quickly go over lerping. I'll change this to actually like a green color, and I'll change this to like a red color. 0.5 transparency. 111. Yeah. So I'll move this like up here, and I'll rotate it a bit. Okay, that's quite a nice rotation. I like that. So let's say we want to move this part to that part, given a whilst we give it a certain percentage. So let's say we want to move this part halfway to this part, so like over here. Well, for that you can use Lerp, because Lerp can move a CFrame using a given percentage. So if I go to workspace dot part dot CFrame equals workspace dot part dot CFrame Lerp, because the Lerp actually returns something, so we need to set the parts CFrame to whatever Lerp returns. So here we need to give it the goal. So workspace.target.CFrame, that's our goal. And then the alpha, or what I like to call it, is the percentage of the path. So like how far do you want it to get? I want it to get halfway, so I'll do 0.5. So the values go from 0 to 1. I'm also going to make another copy of this part, so we can see where the part started at. 0.5, 111. There we go. Start. I just do like task.wait, and I'll do like 5 seconds. So we should see this move halfway to this part. As you can see, it moved halfway to this part, and it also rotated halfway to this part's rotation. So this is actually very useful, because we can even make it like look smooth using a for loop. So for I equals, remember it goes from 0 to 1, so we want to start at 0, like 0%, and we want to end at 1. And then we want to increase by like a pretty small number, but not too small, so like 0.012. So this will increase the percentage of the path completed every 0.0, or no, it will increase the path completed by 0.01 percentage. So now we can just do workspace.parts.CFrame equals workspace.parts.CFrame Lerp workspace.target.CFrame, and we want to use I here, because this will increase every time the percentage increases, and then do like a task.wait. So now it will wait a frame before moving it 0.01 percentage towards this part. So it should move smoothly towards the end goal. As you can see, it moved smoothly towards the end goal. That's lerping. So lerp, you usually would use TweenService, but lerping is most commonly used in like custom camera scripts, like top-down camera scripts and stuff. So yeah, that's lerping, CFrames, and TweenService. Actually, today's challenge is pretty much going to be what I showed you at the beginning. So it will be to make a part that does this. it changes its color, its size, its rotation, all randomly. Oh my god, that was small. So yeah, you can customize it how you want, but all it has to do is change the color, size, and rotation of it. Or if you really want to get challenging, I guess you can make like a door. So if you click on the door, it opens, and if you click on the door again, it closes with like a smooth tweening effect. So yeah, that's it for this video. Hopefully this challenge introduces you to TweenService. I'm also going to be showing you the script now, so go ahead and pause the video if you're in Studio. If you're not in Studio and you just want to see the answer, then I'll show it right now. So here's the answer. First off, I have my TweenService variable. I have my tween info, so it completes the tween in half a second using the quad effect and in out as well. So then I make a while loop and I have a goals table, and obviously each of the goals will be random. So first off, I have the size goal, so this will make a random size which can be from 0 to 25. Then I'm also going to generate a random color from the RGB color table, I think you call it, and this will generate a number from 0 to 255. And lastly, I'll generate a random rotation, which is a vector tree as well, and the rotation can be from -90 degrees to 90 degrees. Then I create my script. I create my script my script, I play it, and I didn't teach you this, but there's also a event called tween.completed. So this event will fire when the tween is completed, but I used something, instead of connect, I used wait. So pretty much it waits, it yields the script until this event is fired. So you don't have to do it this way. You can probably use like repeat count and reverses, but I decided to do it this way. And then I wait 1 second for personal preference. But as long as it changes its size, color, and rotation randomly and smoothly, you completed the challenge. So congratulations. Yeah, that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.